Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and finish out the album. Welcome back, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to listen to more Marillion. We're going to finish out their album Script for a Jester's Tear with the song Forgotten Sons. Don't forget your son or your daughter. That's never a good thing. Released in 1983. As I've mentioned before, and you guys have mentioned countless times as well, after we finish this album, I don't know where I'm going with Marillion. There are so many different options, so many different opinions on the different eras, and honestly, I'm just kind of a paper bag in the wind. So just for now, let's concentrate on what is before us and what comes after. We'll soon get to. But for now, Forgotten Sons, let's give it a run.
To you.
Your mother sits on the edge of the world when the cameras start to roll. Panoramic viewpoints resurrect the killing foe. Your father drains another beer. He's one of the few that cares, calling behind the Saracen hull from the safety of his living room chair. Forgotten sons. Forgotten sons.
Forgotten son.
I like that bass group.
so as I patrol in the valley of the shadow of the trickler, I must fear evil. For I am but mortal, and mortals can only die. Asking questions, pleading answers, from the nameless, faceless watchers that parade the carpeted corridors of Whitehall. Who orders desecration, mutilation, verbal masturbation in the guarded bureaucratic rooms? Minister, 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 care for your children. Order them not into damnation, to eliminate those who would trespass against you. For whose is the kingdom, the power, the glory, forever and ever. Amen. 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 Halt! Hurt yourself! Approach, friend.
That's cool.
Get just another coffin on its way down the Emerald Isle, where the children's stony glances mar your death in a terrorist smile. The bombers are placing fairy gifts on the supermarket shelves. Alice with shrapnel detonator, temporary hell. Forgotten son. Forgotten son. From the beginning to the regiment, a profession in a flash. But remember Monday signs when from dawn to dawn you dash. On the news, one nation wants you, a no soldier count the cost. For a second you'll be famous, but they will posthumous. Forgotten son. Forgotten son. Forgotten son. Forgotten son. They're still forgotten. They're still forgotten. Son of the merciful, on the brothers lost the child. Just another forgotten son.
I think that with Forgotten Sons, the album ends on a high note. And when I say that, I mean the second half of the song ends the album on a high note. Let me explain. Hey, you always sandwich it, right? Good, bad, good. All right, so I really, really, really love the guitar and keyboard interplay, especially as they're trading this echoing solo kind of back and forth near the first quarter of the track. I really enjoyed that. How they're kind of playing off of each other's notes, one fading in while the other fades out. I think that Mark Kelly and Rothery do a great job of accenting each other, and I really love the playfulness of Kelly's synth near the beginning of the track as well. I think that melodically the song has it all. Really enjoy that. That solo at the end, killer. That's a great send-off I love the way that they kind of exploded into that from the marching band section, with the deep vocals, the sound effects, and this kind of standstill in the movement, but how it all comes back again at the very end, and it sounds great. Really good. Singing was really nice at the end there too. Pretty much everything in the second half of the song from that solo, I guess, onwards, which is just the solo, is to me just pristine. That's really good. I didn't care for the first half of the song, pretty much, period. And if I'm being honest, the reason I didn't care for it was because I didn't quite like Fish's singing in there. It just sounded over dramatic. Here, I'm really getting the over dramatic. This is like too theatrical. You're putting a little too much sauce on it. We got steak. We don't need to put ketchup on it. We're good. And I feel like we're getting a little bit of Heinz on this one. It's just a little bit too much, and it actually takes away from the actual instrumental part of the music, which even in the first half I actually really enjoyed. They have a lot of good things going on there, but the vocals just kind of too much. It's just too much on there. I'm having a little bit of sodium intake, I should say. Let me pull up the song again really quick, just so we can get into it a little more. So this little bounce that we have, I really enjoyed the bounce and the rhythm. The drumming I thought was pretty improved on this track as well. I know I've criticized, and there have been criticisms about the drumming throughout the album, but I think here it's actually pretty solid. It's still a little stiff. There's not really a swing to it, but it works for the track. I think so very well. I love Chihuahua's groove here. But just some of the mulings from Fish, like, I'm just like, you're kind of taking it away a little bit from me. A little bit. Which perhaps is why I enjoy the second half so much, which we just let Rothery kind of rip and do its thing. Even though there were some vocal accents from Fish, but those were a little bit more, not only palpable, but very tasteful. Much more subtle, and moving alongside with the mood. Letting kind of the drama part being left to Rothery on the guitar. And then, this was a really sweet little movement here. This is a sweet little movement right here. Yeah. That's good. But I want to get into this part. Okay. This is going to be one of those times where I'm going to say something that's going to sound conflicting with what I've said before in the past, but hear me out, right? You can like how one person plays guitar and another person plays guitar, and it's like you like one but you don't like the other, right? This is going to happen with any music. You can like this band's this and this band's this. They did the same thing. Well, I like how this band did it, and I didn't like how this band did it. I really do not like this marching band section in the track. I really do not like the drums at that particular point. It stops all the momentum from that section we just heard, which did have a really good swing and groove to it. Great melodies as well. Once again, kind of talking about Kelly and Rothery there. It kind of like just stops all that. Which thematically, yes, it makes sense with the lyrics and what they're speaking of. I get that. But as a listener and as someone who's listening for like entertainment and pleasure, I'm just like, oh, why'd you gotta stop it? Why'd you have to stop and do that? And even the effect of the deep vocals and what they're saying, I get it. I know what they're going for. I hear it. I appreciate it. But just listening to it, I'm like, tell you what, it sounds like a good steak meal with a little plate of cheese on the side and a little ketchup on top of the plate. Like, that's what I'm getting out of this song. There's great stuff in here, but there's other things that just completely take me out of the element, such as the vocals in the beginning or this little marching section with the over-dramatized doubling and tripling voices and the pitch down and making it sound dark, and I just don't care for it. It doesn't do it for me. But that ending, that does it for me. Let's get into some of these lyrics. Armalite, street lights, night sights, searching the roofs for a sniper, a viper, a fighter. Death in the shadows, he'll maim you, he'll wound you, he'll kill you for a long-forgotten cause. On not-so-foreign shores, boys baptized in wars. So once again, I like the theme. I like the lyrics. I like the way they're written. Morphine, chill, scream, bad dream. So I like how they're kind of being more suggestive with the lyrics. Yes, there are lyrics that tell you directly what's happening, but there's also more suggestive ones that kind of take you from event and emotion to next event and emotion. Your girl has married your best friend, love's end, poison pen. I like that. the pen that wrote the letter to him that he received it was like poison. That's great. Your flesh will always creep, tossing, turning, sleep, the wounds that burn so deep. A sleep that burns. Your mother sits on the edge of the world. When the cameras start to roll, panoramic viewpoint, resurrect the killing fold. Your father drains another beer. He's one of the few that cares. Crawling behind a Saracen's hull from the safety of his living room chair. Forgotten sons, forgotten sons, forgotten sons. So, of course, we're talking about anyone who's fighting in any sort of military or in any sort of military. Forgotten sons, of course, forgotten daughters also, who are, on foreign land doing what they're doing, forgotten in their homes. So as I patrol in the valley of the shadow of the tricolor, I must fear evil. I am but mortal, and mortals can only die, asking questions, pleading answers from the nameless, faceless watchers that stalk the carpeted corridors of Whitehall. Who orders desecration, mutilation, verbal masturbation? I am the guarded bureaucratic wombs. So he realizes that, of course, his life is in the hands of politicians and leaders who are, of course, nowhere near where they are. Minister, minister, care for your children. Order them not into damnation, to eliminate those who would trespass against you. For whose is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever? Hail. Amen. Halt, who goes there? Death. Approach then. And that's when the solo, or we kind of break out of that marching band section there. I like how who approaches, none other than your friend, Death. You should play chess with him. You're just another coffin on its way down the Emerald Isle when your children's stony glances mourn your death in a terrorist smile. The bomber's arms placing fiery gifts on the supermarket shelves. This is like Talking Heads, Wind, Listening Wind. Why am I forgetting the song? You know what I mean. Ali sings with shrapnel, detonate a temporary hell, forgotten sons. From the dole queue to the regiment, a profession in a flash. But remember Monday's signings when the door-to-door you dash. On the news, a nation mourns you, unknown soldier. Count the cost. For a second, you'll be famous, but labeled posthumous. So yes, you will be a hero. You will be famous. Your name will be in the papers, on the TV, etc. But you're dead. Forgotten sons, forgotten sons. Peace on earth and mercy mild. Mother Brown has lost her child. Just another forgotten son. Once again, lyrics are great. Theme is great. Half of the music is great. Half the music, let me know. Let me know what you guys thought of the album. Let me know what you thought of the song specifically. Of course, you're more than welcome to suggest where to go next with the band. But once again, there's just so many. There's a lot. There's a lot. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it, though. Thank you, as always, for being here. I think I mentioned Twitter, Patreon, all this. Did I? I don't know. Either way, get out of here, you crazy kids. I'll see y'all later. Bye.